And then according to Gantawansa, okay? So how many versions? You get the mind, Mabe boat, Sierra Ugilasa, and then Gantawansa. Okay, so 4 versions, right? So, but in the church, I made the list according to the Mabe boat, okay? So by seeing the, another version, maybe, what is that? I think last week I already talked about that, right? I'm not sure. What is that? We saw the mega cantinia. I think I talked about that one. Have you remember? We saw the mega cantinia. We saw the mega, right? Where? I forgot. We saw the mega. Gantipada, right? Where have you found? We saw the mega Gantipada. Yeah. According to the Bidagata mind, okay? According to the Bidagata mind, I think maybe last week, I'm not sure whether I already talked about or not, I'm not sure. And then according to the Bidagata mind, okay? We saw the mega Gantipada, right? We saw the mega Ganti, yeah. We saw the mega Ganti. Okay, we saw the mega Ganti. Okay, according to the Bidagata mind, this we saw the mega Ganti also, composed by chapter, okay? Visuddhimagga Ganti make commentary to the Visuddhimagga, okay? So Visuddhimagga is composed by Venerable great scholar Shima Bodhigosa, right? So Visuddhimagga Ganti, according to the Bidagata mind, composed by chapter, okay? Chapter. By seeing this historical evidence, Visuddhimagga already introduced and already studied at that time in Bagan period, Bagan dynasty, we can see like this, okay? So Visuddhimagga is already, of course, I think, because about the Mahabodhigosa also, there are many controversial points. He returned from, he came back from Sri Lanka to Myanmar like this. That's why Visuddhimagga already brought, by himself, we can see like this, okay? And then another one is Namajara Dipaka Diga, okay? Namajara Dipaka Diga. And then this point, I already discussed with you. Namajara Dipaka Diga. Namajara Dipaka is according to the Kanoman, right? Namajara Dipaka is brought from Sri Lanka to Myanmar, not composed by chapter himself, okay? But Namajara Dipaka Diga is composed by chapter, according to the Kanoman, okay? So this one is, okay, according to the Bidagata mind, okay? And then, so today, let's talk about, another point. Okay, in the, under the list of the history, under the list of history, the paragraph, the first treaty or chapter, the Sodanidesa or Gajayana Sodanidesa, okay? Sodanidesa or Gajayana Sodanidesa, these are the same. It's a grammatical treatise explaining the sutra aphorism or the Indian grammarian Gajayana. This is, we already Firstly, we already discussed about this. Soda Nidesa is, commentary on the Gajayana grammar. Okay. For Sharma mentioned the Soda Nidesas, as a work originally ascribed to Gajayana. Okay, Gajayana introduced by chapter into Burma. Okay, according to Port Sharma, Soda Nidesa also just introduced by chapter into Burma. Okay, this one is also interesting, but according to the Nigamana, okay, Kalapan or the Soda Nidesa, surely Soda Nidesa is composed by chapter, okay, and Arimadana means begin, okay. And according to the Gandawansa, Soda Nidesa is composed by chapter at the request of his pupil Dhammajari, okay. Maybe he has many disciples at that time because he is a London monk. At the request of his disciple Dhammajari, he composed Soda Nidesa, okay. And another we know his work, Sankhepa Varnana, okay. According to Port Sharma, this Sankhepa Varnana also just introduced by chapter, okay. Many controversial point, okay. Sankhepa Varnana, according to the many previous records, Sankhepa Varnana is composed by chapter, but according to Port Sharma, Sankhepa Varnana is also, just brought from Ceylon, okay, Ceylon, and then he just transcribed, okay, from Sinhalese into Burmese. Okay, according to Port Sharma, Sankhepa Varnana is, Sinhalese version composed by maybe Sinhalese Thera, in Ceylon, it appeared in Ceylon, but chapter brought Sankhepa Varnana from into Burmese, into Burma, and then he transcribed Sankhepa Varnana from Sinhalese into Burmese, okay? That is according to Port Sharma. And then Sinhalese into the Burmese also, not Myanmar letter, maybe Mon alphabet, because chapter is Monk. That's why, he transcribed Sankhepa Varnana from Sinhalese into Burmese with the more alphabet, okay? The line means more alphabet. But according to the Sasana Wansa, Dipa and Gandawansa, Sankhepa Varnana is also composed by chapter, by himself, okay? But here, there may be many, controversial point according to the historical evidence. But now we study just for information, okay? Not so important for your study, okay? For your study, for your Pali, for your thesis or, for your Pali study, but just for knowledge, we have to know about, about the history, about the, Pagan dynasty, dynasty like that. We just need to know, how many learned men appear in which dynasty, and then how many treaties they compose, among them which treaty is, very well known like this. We just need to know just for knowledge, okay? But that information will not be related with your Pali study, okay? So even though there are many controversial points, you also no need to worry, okay, to get the, the exact information. You don't need about that. You just need to know just for knowledge, okay? Which points like this, that is enough, okay? So another point, according to the Gandawansa, okay? Only, One of his 8 words were written in Ceylon. Okay. Maybe according to the Gandhavansa, Sankhipa Varnana is composed by chapter before he returned to Myanmar. That means while he was staying in Ceylon, he composed Sankhipa Varnana. Okay, he composed Sankhipa Varnana by himself, but not in Myanmar, in Ceylon. Okay, that's why maybe for Sharma ascribed like this, Sankhipa Varnana is brought from Ceylon by chapter. For Sharma straight like that, but according to the Gandhavansa, maybe it is clear, I think, Sankhipa Varnana is composed by chapter in Ceylon, not in Myanmar, okay? When he came back, he brought the treatise by him, together with him, okay? And then, in that another sentence, as to the basis of this work, it appears from the title given in the MSS. Do you know about the MSS? MSS is, abbreviation. In the when you write your thesis, you have to put the abbreviation. Okay. At that time, abbreviation means about the Saraniti, Soda Mala, Bara Mala like this. We just need to show the short note like this. SSTT means Saraniti Soda Mala like this. Okay. Viniya is like this with, okay, V, 1, 2, 3 like this, etc. Okay, that is the abbreviation. Okay, MSS also abbreviation, one of the abbreviation. So that means manuscripts. Okay, MSS means manuscripts. Okay. So Sankhipa Varnana, we already discussed about that, commentary on the Abhidhamma Sangaha, okay? So Abhidhamma Sangaha is, you already know, written by Shin Anuruddha Thera, okay, in Ceylon. Until now, in the monastery education, the Abhidhamma Sangaha is, text for Abhidhamma subject. Okay, for the young novice and young CLA like this, or for the monastery education. Okay, so the arrangement of Sankhipa Varnana follow the Abhidhamma Sangaha. Like in the Abhidhamma Sangaha also there are 9 chapters. Like that in the Sankhipa Varnana also there were 9 chapters according to the Abhidhamma Sangaha. Okay. And then another one, the Simalingara or Simalingara Diga. Okay. This is a commentary on a work by Saint Thera Vajrasattva. Okay. Vajrasattva. So Simalingara or Simalingara Diga. Okay. This one also, written by Saint Thera Vajrasattva. That is another controversial point. Okay, Simalingara Diga is, according to the historical record, it was written by chapter. Okay, but here in this case, Simalingara Diga is composed by Saint Thera Vajrasattva. Okay. And then, among his treatises, one is Vinaya Samotana Dipani, okay, related with the Vinaya test. Vinaya Samotana Dipani. This treatise was written by chapter at the request of his preceptor, Uttarajiva, okay. Uttarajiva Aurora Jiwa is, according to the historical evidence, historical point, when he visit Sri Lanka, Ceylon, at that time, Chapter is as a novice, maybe about 10 years, like this, 10 years old. And then he brought Chapter with him to Ceylon. And then at that time, starting from that time, Chapter lived in Ceylon for many years, maybe more than 10 years like that. And then he studied there, and then he ordained there. Okay, that means he visited to Ceylon as a novice, but he returned to Myanmar as a monk. Okay, that's why he ordained, in the Mahavira tradition. Under the Mahavira tradition, that's why, he stayed there for more than 10 years, and he studied there. Maybe he was influenced by Sri Lanka tradition, Mahavira tradition. That's why when he came back to Myanmar, he founded Mahavira school in Bagan. Okay, maybe his mindset is at the time like this. I'm not sure in my handout that the one is incorrect or not. Maybe his mindset is like that. At that time, only the Sri Lanka monk, very follow the Vinaya rules strictly. That's why he preferred Mahavira school more than the Myanmar tradition. Yeah, that's why when he came back, he taught like that in Myanmar they are not, like the Vinaya monk in Myanmar. That's why he doesn't want to perform Vinaya activity with the Myanmar monk. Yeah, that's why he brought some Sri Lanka monk here. I think in the monk, I think I already introduced here. Maybe please wait. I'm not sure I already introduced or not. He brought some Sri Lanka monk, maybe 4 monk he brought from Sri Lanka to do the Vinaya activity with him. Okay. Oh, okay. In the I think in the last paragraph you can see that one. You can see the one in the last paragraph. So, to fulfill all conditions required by the Vinaya, he brought with him 4 companions. Do you see that? Yeah, Rahula, Ananda, Sivali, and Dharmalinda. Okay, these 4 monks are Sri Lanka monk, not Myanmar monk. Okay. Yeah, to do the Vinaya activity. He doesn't want to do with the Myanmar monk. He don't like that. Myanmar monks are not exactly follow the Theravada sect. That's why he brought these Sri Lanka monks with him to do the Vinaya activities. Otherwise, and then to found the Mahavira school in Bagan. Okay. So at that time I thought like that because he stayed there. He stayed in Sri Lanka for many years, and then totally he was influenced by Mahavira school, Mahavira sect, Mahavira tradition. Like maybe he thought like that. I think this is my opinion. Okay, he thought like that. Even though he is a Myanmar monk, but his mindset and then appearance are totally changed. Like the style, the style of the Sri Lanka monk, Mahavira school. Okay, That's why even though when he came back here, when he came back to Myanmar, but he prepared the Srinagar style, I think. That's why also when he built pagoda, he built the pagoda as a Srinagar style, okay? Not Myanmar style, okay? The pagoda, okay? I will show you. Where is that? Before I show you, right? Where? Okay, please wait. I'm not sure for my brother, you are interested in the reading the book like this. I'm not sure. Yeah, for me, I'm really interested to read the, like this book, not written with our study, but I'm really interested. I read every many types of book, maybe poem, novel, like the journal, everything I read, not related with the Tipitaka. Yeah. But I'm not sure for you. You are interested or not? If you are not interested, I think you will not like this book, I think. Okay, this pagoda, okay? This pagoda is Sri Lanka style, not Myanmar style, okay? This pagoda is also built by the chapter, okay? So this pagoda is, located in Nyau. Nyau, Bagan and Nyau are, when Nyau, yes, whenever we talk about the Bagan, Nyau is also included, Bagan Nyau, right? So this pagoda is located in Nyau, yeah, beside the highway road, yeah. But nowadays, most of the, tourists and even Myanmar people, we don't know about this pagoda. Maybe this pagoda is like the, everyone neglect this pagoda, not interesting, not famous like the, Ananda Sabanyu like that, not famous like those pagoda. Maybe this pagoda is also like the abandoned, okay? Abandoned, only if you historian they know about this pagoda, okay? Okay, so now another point. I taught here and there, right? I taught about chapter here and there. What is that? Gantisara? Yeah, that's where is my paper? Okay, sorry. Okay, Gandhisara or Gantisara, another version is Gandasara, 3 versions, right? This treaty name is also, there are 3 versions. Gandhisara, Gantisara, another one is Gandasara, okay? 3 names, but all the same, okay? So this is the essence of the Tipitaka, okay? And then another one, Madhikata Dipni, and then Patana Ganananaya. These are Abhidhamma tests, Abhidhamma related with the Abhidhamma subject, okay? Skip that one. And then, this one, that's we already discussed about the 12th century chapter, okay? 12th century chapter was not the order of Sankhipa Vanana, Namajara Dipaga, Madhikata Dipani, and Patana Ganananaya, okay? Abhidhamma test, according to the Goda Gombura, okay? Goda Gombura means the name of the archaeology, in Ceylon, okay? I will I will introduce about him. Goda Gombura means his full name is Dr. Charles Amon Goda Gombuda. Okay, that is his full name. He was born on 5th December. And then he died, he passed away. He was the commissioner of okay. This is the short biography of Goda Gombura. Okay, Dr. Charles Amon Goda Gombura, okay. He was the commissioner of the archaeology in Ceylon from 1956 to 1967. Okay, so according to his view, chapter of the 15th century. Okay. Chapter of the 15th century means Sadama Jodhipala, okay? 12th century is just chapter, not Sadama Jodhipala, okay? We already clear, you know, at this point. 12th century chapter is chapter. 15th century chapter is, you know, Sadama Jodhipala, okay? So he was the author of various texts listed in the Sasana Vinsa and Ganda Vinsa. According to the Sasana Vinsa and Ganda Vinsa, there are how many treaties? Have you remember? According to Sasana Vinsa and Ganda Vinsa, how many treaties? 8, right? Yeah, 8 treaties, including the Sankhipa Varnana, right? So according to the Ganda Vinsa and Sasana Vinsa, he was the author of various texts listed in the Sasana Vinsa and Gada Vinsa, including the Sankhipa Varnana. According to Goda Gombura, Sankhipa Varnana is also composed by chapter himself. Okay. According to Paul Shermer, we already discussed about that. Sankhipa Varnana is not composed by chapter. Okay. But another historical point we already discussed, Sankhipa Varnana is he composed in Ceylon. Okay, he composed in Ceylon, not in Myanmar. And then when he came back, he brought with him. That's why maybe Paul Shermer confused about that. Paul Shermer said like that. Sankhipa Varnana is just brought from Ceylon, not composed by himself. He said like that. But according to the Goda Gombura also, Sankhipa Varnana is also composed by chapter, okay? And this one is clear. Okay, another point. Gajana Sudanidisa, there's Sankiba Wanana, and then there's Simalingara Tiga. Okay. So here, this sentence is starting from the, like this. Here. The confusion arises because the later chapter, like the earlier one. So we already discussed about that. The earlier one also chapter, the mid-12th century chapter, and the later one is also chapter. His original name is Sadama Jodi Pala, okay? So like the earlier one also had an association with Sri Lanka and a king Pragamabhahu. And in this point, last week I already introduced to you. First chapter, 12th century chapter is under the reign of king. Which one? Last week we already discussed about that, right? King Narabali, right? Narabali Sito, right? 12th century chapter, okay? There are two king and two chapter, okay? 12th century chapter, the first chapter is, in the range of the Narabali Sidhu, okay? And then, that Narabali Sidhu is contemporary of the King Pragamabhahu I, right? Pragamabhahu I, okay? So, and then, when seeing the mention of chapter visit to Sri Lanka of a chapter in connection with the Burmese king, Narabali Sidhu, and the Sasana Wansa, and obviously King Pragamabhahu in relation to the, okay, this one is true like this. Myanmar king, Narabali Sidhu, and then Sri Lanka king Pragamabhahu. At that time, those kings are very familiar with each other, okay? And those kings, this Landaman chapter, okay, chapter, they are also visited to Ceylon, okay? That means the first chapter visit to Ceylon in the range of King Pragamabhahu I, okay? And then in the range of King Narabali Sidhu. And then the second chapter, Narabali, okay? The second chapter is in the range of King Narabali. Their name is very similar. Narabali Sidhu and then Narabali. And then Narabali and Sri Lanka King Siri Pragamabhahu, they are contemporary. Okay, they are contemporary. And those king, ruler at that time, 15th century chapter visit to Sri Lanka. That's why people confuse like this. These two chapters are, as a one. Because the king and the king name is also Narabali Sidhu. They are very familiar. They are very similar. And then Pragamabhahu I, and then Siri Pragamabhahu or Pragamabhahu VI. Okay, that's why they are the king name of Myanmar and Ceylon are also very similar at that time. That's why most of the people are confused like that. Chapter is SA1, but according to the historical evidence, chapter is two. 12th century chapter and then 15th century chapter. Okay, maybe this point is very clear, okay? Okay, here, as Gora Gomura points out, in dealing with the dating of Burmese king of Buddha Dada Mahathira, okay, that be Sri Lanka scholar, Max, okay? He confused Narabali Sidhu began on the 12th century with Narabali in the 15th century. That means, okay, 12th century chapter is in Bagan dynasty under the reign of King Narabali Sidhu, okay? And then 15th century chapter is, under the reign in Inwa dynasty, okay? In the range of King Narabali. Okay, so let's conclude about this point. 12th century chapter is in Bagan dynasty. 15th century chapter of Saddama Jodhipala is in Inwa dynasty in 15th century. Okay, so and then we don't need to debate a lot of point, even though it is mentioned many historical point, many controversial point, but as a conclusion, I think there were two chapter 12 and 15. Under the reign of Bagan dynasty and Inwa dynasty, we have to note like this, okay? Yeah, and then this paragraph, please read yourself, thoroughly. I will not explain all, okay? So here the last paper, okay? In the Bagan Sasana wing, there are also many books, like the Bagan Sasana wing, Inwa Sasana wing, and then Mandali Sasana wing, like the Mandi Sasana wing, okay, in Myanmar, written by Sayadaw Ugilasa. I have, I have not read all of those Sasana wing book, but some I already read. Okay, if you are interested, you can read those Sasana also, okay? He mentioned like that, Ashin Sadama series, okay? Ashin Sadama series, who composed Sadada Bidajana, okay? So, please check in the chat. Sadada Bidajana. Sadada Bidajana. In number 26, not 26, Sadada 15? Ah, yes. Yeah, thank you. Sadada Bidajana, okay, in number 15. So, according to Sayadaw Ugilasa, Ashin Sadama series, okay, who composed Sadada Bidajana was the third chapter. Okay, according to Sayadaw Ugilasa, there are not only 2 chapters, there are 3 chapters. Okay, so very, very complicated and very, a lot of controversial point. According to Sayadaw Ugilasa, there will be 3 chapters. First one is chapter. Second one is Saddama Jodhipala. The third one is Saddama series. All of them are, under the name of chapter. Okay. So Saddama series is that chapter, okay? But this statement is not backed with any evidence, and Sayadaw also didn't mention any reference, okay? He just introduced, the owner of Sadada Bidajana is that chapter, but he didn't mention any reference, okay? Here, chapter who went to Sri Lanka was as a novice with Odarajiwa Thera, and then he returned to Bagan as a monk. Okay, he studied there about 10 or 17 years at Mahayana. Okay, that's why he went to Sri Lanka as a novice. At that time he was 10 years old, very young. Okay, very young, and then when in his childhood age, influenced by Mahayana tradition, like us, when we are young, when we became novice or nunhood, at that time maybe about 10 years, 11 years like this. At that time we are young, our brain and our mind are very, easy to influence, our preceptor or our monastery rules and regulations like this, okay? But that means all of our brain and mind influence our preceptor like this. He stayed in Sri Lanka in his young age. That's why he was influenced by Mahayana tradition. That's why he preferred Mahayana tradition more than Myanmar tradition. Okay. Okay, here. In the last above the last paragraph, maybe it would before the last paragraphs, Here, in the second line, the school or set founded by chapter and known as the saying Sihela Sangha, okay? Sihela Sangha or Silong Sangha or Burma was probably absorbed in monastic question. That me here, okay, before I read out this paragraph, I would like to introduce to you here. In Bagan dynasty at that time, there are two schools, okay? Two schools mean two group, okay? Two group. Okay, so at that time there are two schools in Bagan. The first one is Burima Sangha. This Burima Sangha is also called the Shin Aran Gai, okay? Shin Aran group, okay? No group set. Set is better. And then the latter one, Pachima Sangha, is also called the Sihala set. Okay, there are two sets in Bagan at the time. Burima Sangha, Shin Gai, or the latter one is Pachima Sangha, Sio Gai. Okay, Sio Gai means Sihala set. Okay, Sihila set is founded by a Shin chapter. Okay. Okay, so I will finish about the biography of the chapter. The remaining historical evidence, please read yourself. I will not discuss, okay? So I already discussed that the main point in my handout, but please read yourself thoroughly, okay? So my conclusion nowadays some video chapter that is just for conclude. No, my conclusion is not complete, okay? Not complete. So please add yourself to be more complete, okay? Actually, about the chapter, because there are many controversial points and then a lot of information, according to the many historical treaties. That's why about the chapter will not appear in the exam, right? Don't worry for that, okay? So let me start here for today. Sadhu.